All right, so we can go ahead and get into the analysis for the week. You can see right here that we had a weekly break of structure. Come over here to the daily, and you can see that we got last week's lows right here and 4 hour equal lows right here all stacked up. So what I honestly think will happen is that we will take out this area this week. We even got this low right here, which I assume is like an hourly low or another 4 hour low. So I'm thinking that we'll take this out this week, and from there, we'll see if we want to go ahead and start to rally or continue on downwards. And if we want to go past this area where these weekly lows are resting and just all these lows that are stacked up right here, then I think that we'll be headed for equilibrium of the range, which is basically this weekly order block and these weekly lows. So I think this will be the deciding week to see if we want to continue with this downtrend or if this was just some type of retracement to head on higher. And obviously, if we head on higher, we have this daily imbalance to target, and then on the way up, we'll sweep all this 4 hour liquidity, which will decide from there if we want to then continue on downwards. Because you got to keep in mind, we did get a weekly break of structure, and we are also in this monthly imbalance. So if we close underneath this and this monthly imbalance this week, then I'll say it's almost guaranteed that we at least hit equilibrium of this range. And if you want to go on a real higher time frame area, this monthly fair value gap and this order block, if it comes down to this area, we should start seeing some up movement, and that could obviously take a couple months. So now we could go to NASDAQ, we could go to the weekly chart. So you can see a couple weeks ago we had a weekly liquidity sweep. From there, we finally got our big move down and got a weekly break of structure last week, closed beneath these weekly lows as well. This is a remainder of this weekly imbalance right here, so I'm thinking that throughout the rest of this week, we will want to obviously sweep last week's lows, fill this weekly fair value gap, and then from there, we could decide where we want to go. We could start having some retracement upwards. We got this daily imbalance right here. We got one up here. Um, but I honestly think that we'll be heading for these daily lows and possibly this weekly low down here, I believe. Yeah, down here. But there is a huge weekly order block right here where this daily low is. So this would be a good area for us to start getting some movement up. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna go ahead and head for all-time highs again. That could just be a retracement on upwards to head lower. So it looks like we are going to get a closure beneath this tiny monthly imbalance, and we are in another one. So we'll see if we'll disrespect this imbalance. It's honestly kind of highly likely in my opinion, but you never know. We could start getting some heavy movement up this week on both pairs. So we'll just we'll stick with it and see. But if we do let's say this week happens to be a bullish week, I do think that once we hit this area up here, where all this consolidation was, we should get some movement back down. If not, then we're headed for all-time highs again.